I wouldn't ask anybody to do what I did in order to get into the airport. DFAT were in contact prior to the evacuation, so I'd had a few phone calls with them. So they'd called me, emailed me a few times, and then when they said, oh, okay, you're ready to go to the airport. So all of us, who are registered with, I think Smart Traveller is the name, received this email to say, okay, you're right to go. Unfortunately, it was not worded properly. It said, go to the North Gate. Take me to North Gate. Yeah, it just doesn't work like that. Drivers only know one gate, and that's the gate to international and domestic terminals. And that's the gate that I would not recommend anyone else to go to. As we arrived, there's a roundabout, I can still picture it. Then there are thousands of people everywhere. And then you start hearing the shooting. My friend's background, being an Afghan and having, like many of my colleagues there, because I work in education, they're translators and interpreters, and they've done work with the US Army. So we agreed that it's not safe for him to walk across the road to the gate with me. I went over to the Mujahideen. These are the guys that work for the Taliban. They started firing shots above our heads. When I say us, I mean me and a whole bunch of local people. Everyone's desperate to get through, but we all had to huddle down. And eventually I crawled away and approached one of the Mujahideen and showed him my passport. And very calmly, and eventually I got about 3 of them to identify me and realize that I'm a foreigner. 2 hours they kept me, so under a tree. We mostly sat there. I was interrogated. A lot of them, at one stage there would have been about 25 of them surrounding me, and of course they're all armed. They got me through the gate. There was a bit of apprehension, of course, but with a bit of, not pressure, but I didn't push my way in, of course. But I cannot provoke these people. You've got to be one step at a time, very, very gradual. It's like walking past a snake. And so the gate opened briefly, and of course other people tried to get through. I was lucky to get my little suitcase through. And we walked towards the terminal where I sat. And I didn't feel so much scared of the Taliban because my preoccupation was that I felt angry at the Australian government. I just thought, you know what? I was actually safe inside Kabul. I was holed up in a guest house with a local friend, and I only left that accommodation because I was told to by the Australian government. And I was left in the lurch.